to get started with development in Hantera, the easiest way is to create a portal extension, right? Let's say that you have a user that says, oh, I wish for some additional data to be shown here below the order lines. How do we do that? Well, the first thing we're going to need to do is to install the CLI, Hantera CLI tooling. And it's easy to do. We just go, we use npm. So it's node-based. We install the CLI. We wait a couple of seconds, and there we go. We got the packages, and that gives us the h underscore command, which allows us to basically author apps. It also allows you to manage a Hantera instance, but we are not going to look into that today. We are going to create an app. So h underscore app new, and this is kind of like a wizard to create a new app, a boilerplate. We're going to call it demo. The app ID, not important for this demo, obviously, but if you want to make a portable app that installs in many different Hanteras, you're going to make sure that it's a unique ID. And we're going to create it in this demo folder. We don't care about description and author. And we're going to, in this case, we're going to create a portal extension. So we're going to answer yes here. So apps can do, can carry other things than just portal extensions, right? They can, maybe the most common is that you have an app that can integrate with an external system, can create reactors, rules, discounts, new type of promotions, all that stuff can be packaged into an app. But we're not going to do any of that. We're just going to focus on making a portal extension for this demo. When we ran this wizard, we can see that it created a bunch of apps, a bunch of files for us. And if we check the folder that it created, demo, we can find the h underscore app file, which is essentially a manifest file. This tells the CLI how to package up your app once it's ready for packaging, but also how to run the app for kind of like development purposes. And it pretty much contains the information that we gave it in the initial command. And most crucially for this demo, it also added this extension. And in this portal folder, it also created a bunch of boilerplate files that we need to be able to run our project. This folder is essentially just a Vue app. The portal, Hantera's portal, is based on Vue, and your portal extension is going to be Vue component running inside of that app. And we can see that by just simply opening up the package file and see that, okay, we have Vue dependency, and we also have this Hantera portal app, which is basically your extension's SDK to interoperate with the portal itself. And the entry point for your app is index.ts, where you are going to export a function. This is the function that will be called upon when your app gets loaded. And what this function gets an instance of a portal, but this is essentially the portal API, if you will, from the perspective of your app. This is how you can kind of hook into the portal. And there are a couple of different hooks that you can do. The most common one is obviously to create new components that get displayed inside the existing UI of the portal. And that's exactly what this boilerplate is doing. So we're registering a component that will load this my component Vue component into the delivery footer slot on the order view, which coincidentally, it was exactly about what we talked about in the beginning. Now, we can look at my component .view, and we see that it's just a regular single file component, view based. And the notable thing here is that we have this context call or variable constant, but that calls this component context in this apps object that we get from the SDK package. And basically what this does is it binds the context. So this component will be loaded into every developer footer that gets displayed in the portal. And it needs some way of knowing what delivery am I actually being loaded on. So you can access that and maybe even fetch, maybe you want to go out and fetch some external data to display that on the delivery, or maybe there's just some dynamic fields that you want to display as well. You need to know what delivery you're on, right? So that's what we're getting here. You get different context depending on different slots, obviously. And seeing this is all TypeScript. We get all the types here automatically. We can check delivery. We can see that there are a couple of things that we can fetch on the delivery: address, shipping, order lines, etc., etc. What we are doing in this particular component is simply showing the delivery number. Okay, so if we go back to the portal, we can see that there's still nothing going on here. What we want to do is to load this app that we just created in kind of like a development mode, so that we can work on it and see the result. So I'm going to go into the demo folder, and then I'm just going to go app h_app dev. And now it says, okay, local app development is running. If we go back to the portal and we load this, we can see that nothing is still happening here. There is nothing going on yet, because the portal running, in kind of everyday mode, it doesn't know that you're running a development app at the moment. So we have to tell the portal, okay, we want to load this now in development mode. We're going to go over to this developer view and enable local development. And now instantly we can see that we have our local component running inside of this production environment, basically loaded through the browser. And if I make changes to the code, it automatically reloads, hot module reloading. So it's very, very quick to develop your portal extensions, because you can just see it happening as you write the code, basically. There is one bit of a bummer here, though. Like this text, it doesn't really play well with the overall look and feel, right, of the portal. So one thing that we get from the portal app package, the SDK, is we're getting access to Hantera's design system, and which gives us a couple of components that we can use to create interfaces that looks completely native and seamless to the rest of the application. So I'm gonna use something called an expandable. Expandable is a very common pattern in Hantera's design system. And I'm going to give this a label, let's say see more. And now, if we go back, we can see that we have this kind of expandable section here, which looks very much like the expandables used throughout the portal in other places. But it doesn't quite, look perhaps the way you would expect it. Maybe we want to make it look more like an order line. And we can totally do that, because there are also a couple of CSS classes we can use. They don't even need a component to style them. So we're gonna put this into a box component or box content, and add some padding to it. And now we can see that, okay, it kind of starts to look like the other lines here. All we really need to do is maybe add some margin on top. And now we have a nice looking custom extension. So you're all happy. You're all good to go now. You ticked all the boxes, all the requirements. What do you do? Well, you want to be able to make others run this extension, right? So the way you do that is by simply pack it up, give it a version number, and this will package up all the files into a Hantera application or Hantera app package. And this file can be installed in any Hantera instance, and it will make your extension visible to every user of that instance. We're not going to install it now because that's for another video, but this is basically how to get up and running and making basic applications or basic apps in Hantera. And thank you for listening. See you next time.